What's up, YouTube? It's your boy, B-Boy Facts. Johnny. Today I'm going to do my Elimination Chamber review and highlights. You guys are new. Hit that like button, subscribe to my channel. Let's get started. Now, the rest of the show, the rest of Elimination Chamber was a C show. It was just decent. Decent pay-per-view, but it gets a C+ for me. We're kicking this up with the kickoff show. Mustafa Ali versus John Morrison versus Ricochet versus Elias. The winner will be added to the United States Championship Triple Threat match. Now this match right here was just decent for what it was. It was decent. Morrison and Elias attack Ricochet. Ricochet dumps them both out of the ring. Ricochet tries a springboard, but Ali pulls him off the ropes. A four-way brawl breaks out. Elias catches Ricochet with a mule kick, while everyone is intertwined. Ali hits a neck breaker that caused Ali to drop Morrison and Ricochet. Ali lands a high angle suplex on Ricochet for a near fall. Elias drops Ali with a running knee. Slapjack pulls Elias off of Ali to break up the pin. Set out a chokeslam by Elias. Ali breaks up the pin, saving Ricochet. Morrison hits the moonlight drive for a near fall on Ricochet. Morrison misses a star shift pain. Ricochet flattens Ali and Morrison with a springboard moonsault. Ricochet blasts Morrison with a bridge dragon suplex for a near fall. Ricochet crushes Ali with a 450 splash. Retribution pulls Ali out of the ring. Ricochet tries a dive, but T-Bar and Base catches him. Ricochet powerbombs Ricochet onto the ring post. Back in the ring, Morrison rolls up Ali for the win. The winner of the match, John Morrison. Alright, let's move on. So we get the SmackDown Elimination Chamber match. So we got Kevin Owens versus Sami Zayn versus Jey Uso versus Cesaro versus Daniel Bryan versus King Corbin. Winner will face Roman Reigns for the Universal Championship later tonight. This match was not that bad. It was not that bad. It says before the match, one of the referees ejects Sami Zayn's documentary crew from ringside. Bryan and Cesaro start the match. Cesaro attempts a few quick pinfalls. Bryan tries a leaping, but Cesaro catches him in midair and hits a backbreaker. Bryan backflips off the top rope and hits a clothesline. Bryan lands a few strikes. Cesaro fires back with an uppercut. Bryan back body drops Cesaro out of the metal plating. Cesaro slams his face on the cage on the way down. Bryan dives off the top and hits a flying knee. Bryan sends Cesaro back into the ring. Bryan lands a dropkick for a near fall. Bryan sets up a top hurricanrana. Cesaro almost powers out of it, but ends up getting sent flying off the top anyway. Bryan is favoring his knee. I like how Bryan favors that knee. That's just my opinion. I like how Daniel Bryan favors that injured knee right there. I love that part. I love that spot, by the way. Bryan calls for the running knee. Cesaro almost headbutting Bryan with a lariat. Bryan struggles to lock in the armbar. Cesaro stands up while Daniel Bryan is still clenching his arm. Bryan rolls Cesaro into a cross arm breaker. Cesaro turns it into a pin, but Daniel Bryan breaks the hold. Cesaro lands a delayed suplex. Pone 1, Baron Corbin. Corbin drives Cesaro into a chamber. Corbin slams Bryan's head into the chamber as well. Cesaro pulls Corbin and Bryan out of the uppercut train. Cesaro runs into a deep six by Corbin. Daniel Bryan charge in and eats deep six as well. Corbin tries to pin Daniel Bryan and Cesaro, but neither will stay down. Corbin dives Bryan's knee into one of the pods over and over again. Corbin wraps Bryan's knee around the ring and ring post and pulls on it. Bryan is in bad shape. Corbin works over Cesaro and Bryan. Pod number 2. Sami Zayn. Sami Zayn refuses to leave his pod. Corbin tries to pry it open. Bryan launches himself into Corbin from behind. Cesaro opens Zayn's pod from the other side. Cesaro beats Sami Zayn out of his pod. Bryan launches Zayn into the chamber. Corbin clubs Bryan from behind. Bryan falls out on the metal stage. Zayn tries the hula kick, but Bryan moves out of the way. Zayn drives his foot onto the pod. Corbin lands a suplex. Zayn surprises Cesaro with a tornado DDT. Cesaro back body drops Zayn onto Uso's pod. Zayn and Cesaro fight on top of the pod. Sami Zayn climbs the chamber. Cesaro follows. Cesaro knocks Zayn off the chamber. Cesaro does a few pull-ups while hanging up from the chamber. Cesaro puts Corbin in a sharpshooter. Corbin taps out. King Corbin has been eliminated. Alright, let's move on. So we get third pod, Kevin Owens, pod 3, Kevin Owens. It says Sami Zayn has been eliminated. Kevin Owens has been eliminated. Cesaro has been eliminated. Jey Uso has been eliminated. The winner of the match, Daniel Bryan. Let's move on. So we get Bryan isn't moving since the match ended. As the chamber rises, Roman Reigns music hits. So we get Universal Championship, Roman Reigns versus Daniel Bryan. The referee asks Bryan if he can continue. Bryan says yes, and the referee rings the bell. As soon as the bell rings, Reigns attempts the spear, but Bryan reverses it into the yes lock. Reigns eventually breaks Bryan's grip. Reigns grounds and pounds Bryan. Bryan isn't moving. Reigns locks Bryan in a guillotine. Bryan is already out cold. The referee rings the bell. The winner and still Universal Championship, Roman Reigns. As Reigns is celebrating, Edge spears him. Edge points at the WrestleMania sign. So it's official. Edge versus Roman Reigns. Spear versus spear. I cannot wait to see that match. The story, the promo, the storytelling, and the match itself is going to be fantastic. But anyway, backstage, Bad Bunny is talking to Sonya Deville. The Miz walks in and asks Bunny what he's doing here. Bunny says he's the 24// champion. Bunny asks Miz, why is he here? Miz isn't a champion. Bunny asks if Miz is even on the who. Miz blows up. Bunny slaps Miz in the face. Miz turns around and strikes back, but Damian Priest is standing there. Miz walks away. So we get the United States Championship match. Bobby Lashley versus Matt Riddle versus John Morrison. It was decent for what it was, but I'm just gonna say this. It was just decent by itself. That's all I gotta say. The winner in your new United States Championship, Matt Riddle. In my own opinion, Bobby Lashley should go after Drew McIntyre after Bobby Lashley lost the United States Championship. He was never pinned. Matt Riddle pinned Morrison to become your new United States Championship. But in my own personal opinion, I like how WWE has booked Bobby Lashley. Well, Bobby Lashley has been putting in some work. And Bobby Lashley should go after Drew McIntyre for the WWE Championship. I wouldn't mind it. Bobby Lashley versus Drew McIntyre for the WWE Champion over Sheamus. That's just my opinion. But anyway, let's move on. I just had to put that out there. So next match card we get the WWE Women's Tag Team Championship. Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler versus Sasha Banks and Bianca Belair. I was not too excited about this match. I was not too excited. It says Nia Jax and Bianca Belair lock up. Neither can get the advantage. Jax and Belair lock up again. Jax picks up Belair and escapes and turns Jax in the corner. Belair backflips off the top and tags in Sasha Banks. Belair and Sasha Banks double team Jax. Jax presses Banks over her head and throws her at Belair. Belair uses Banks as a weapon and whacks Jax and Banks with Banks. But Baszler tags in to start working over Banks' arm. Baszler and Nia Jax take turns working over Sasha Banks. Banks tags in Belair. Shayna Baszler locks Belair and in the clutch. Belair drives Belair onto the corner. Banks tags herself in. Belair hits the glam slam. Banks lands a splash for a near fall. Banks knee blazing in the face. Belair hits the KOD. Jax pulls Belair off the pin. Jax small drops Belair. but Banks snucks in a tag. Beforehand, Banks lands a top rope meteor. Jax kicks out. Reginald runs down to the ring with a bottle of champagne. Banks refuses to use it. Jax flattens Banks with a Samoa drop for the win. The winner and still the WWE Women's Tag Team Champions Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler. Let's move on. So we get backstage MVP is talking to the Miz. So we get the WWE Championship Elimination Chamber match: Drew McIntyre versus Randy Orton versus AJ Styles versus Sheamus versus Kofi Kingston versus Jeff Hardy. That match itself was, I enjoyed it for what it was. It says Orton and Hardy starts the match. Orton slams Hardy's head into McIntyre's pod. Hardy fires back. Orton pokes Hardy in the eye. Orton and Hardy trade strikes. Hardy missed a corner splash. Hardy slams his head on the top turnbuckle. Orton stumps Hardy. Hardy catches Orton with a boot. Hardy gets a near fall after a second rope splash. Pod 1, Drew McIntyre. Pod 2, Kofi Kingston. Randy Orton has been eliminated. Alright, cool. So we get McIntyre sends Styles flying with a back body drop. McIntyre stares down Sheamus as he drops Hardy with a neck breaker. Pod 4, Sheamus. Kofi Kingston has been eliminated. Hardy drops everyone with the twist of fate. Hardy hits a moonsault on Sheamus and McIntyre. Hardy crushes Styles with a swanton. McIntyre surprises Hardy with a claymore for the pin. Jeff Hardy has been eliminated. Sheamus has been eliminated. Styles tries another phenomenal form, but McIntyre hits a claymore in midair. McIntyre pins AJ Styles. The winner and still your WWE Champion, Drew McIntyre. After the match, Bobby Lashley attacked McIntyre. Lashley sends McIntyre into the ring post and barricade. Lashley slams McIntyre's hand into the announcer desk over and over again. Lashley pulls McIntyre in the heart lock. Lashley slams McIntyre. Miz runs down to the ring and cashes in his Money in the Bank briefcase. So we get the WWE Championship match, The Miz versus Drew McIntyre. Miz hits a DDT. McIntyre kicks out. Miz hits the Skull Crusher finale for the win. The winner and your new WWE Champion, The Miz. Now, all I gotta say is the Elimination Chamber pay-per-view itself was a decent show. It deserves a C+. That's all I gotta say. Now, this has everybody's talking about The Miz. You know what I'm saying? The Miz coming to WWE Champion. Now, will he lose at Fastlane? Yes. Now, that's all I gotta say. That's just my own thoughts, my own opinion. The Miz will lose at Fastlane, which is the last pay-per-view before WrestleMania. But anyway, overall, the Elimination Chamber itself was a C+ show. Was a C+. It was decent for what it was. You know what I'm saying? My favorite part of the show was the men's SmackDowns and Raw Elimination Chamber. That's 2, and then the Miz cash in. 3 things that was good. The men's SmackDown's men's Elimination Chamber, Raw men's Elimination Chamber, and Miz cash in. That's it. But anyway, if you guys enjoy my Elimination Chamber review and highlights, please drop a like on this video, subscribe to my channel, leave my Twitter, my Instagram, and TikTok down below in the description, and I'll see you guys tomorrow on my WWE Raw review and highlights. Big boy Facts Johnny. I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Stay safe, and stay strong. Big boy Facts Johnny, and I'm out of here.